What up, players? It's Warboss Tape in this mug. Gonna try to do an unboxing of this later on. Some interesting pieces on it and some transfers, which I'm gonna need. I like how the markings, the arrow and all of the shoulder markings there are hollowed out, so they're not filled in. Let me give you an example of what I mean. So here, this is the transfer sheet that comes with the Combat Patrol box, and you can see they're all filled in, and they're gonna stand out nice and bright on the battlefield. The Raven Guard, being sneaky boys, are going to appreciate having these on their shoulders a little bit more because you still have the outline, you can see what they are, but they're not going to give away too much, hopefully. All right, what's my progress for today? I went back over with my amazing Ceramcoat paint and was able to dull down all of the models back to the nice flat matte black that I want. I think this is a great starting point, especially for guys who have been out in the field and are going to have some wear and tear on their uniforms. They're just not going to look as clean. So I'm going to do transfers, and then I'm going to do some weathering powders and pigments. I think that will make him pop out a little bit more on the battlefield. I also, you might have noticed, I got my Sneaky Boys, their base coats painted up for their cloak. I'm thinking of doing this dark grayish blue as the main color, and then adding in blocks of either, like a storm vermin fur, a nice brownish gray or grayish brown, so it doesn't stand out too much, but you can get some nice blocky designs in there. That's really something I'm doing on the sidelines, though. Now that I've worked out my recipe and I'm satisfied with it, I'm gonna move on to the rest of my guides there. I think it's always good to do a test model. I think my mistake was trusting a recipe that I found online, or trusting myself to pull it off correctly. And so when I tried to batch paint, assembly line all of my guys, and I stepped back and I looked at it, it was not what I wanted. So I should have gone the route of a more cautious painter, painted up my test model, and then went in to work on the rest of them. But lessons learned. I'm very pleased with how he came out. I want him to look very gritty and grimdark. I don't want him to look too much like the Games Workshop cover art. I want him to look like grimdark, gritty, and battle worn. So that's going to be my goal with him. Also doing it in as few steps as possible. One of the things that is really going to help me achieve that is just the amazing matte finish of that craft store paint. Again, I got that at the craft store for like $3, so I highly recommend it. All right, shaky cam is starting to give me a headache, so I'm going to wrap it up here. Not much else, just finished doing that flat black on everybody, and now it's all dry. I can go in. My process is now going to be do the highlights of the armor first, because that's the most tedious part. And you can see I didn't highlight everything. I picked out the armor plates that I felt would be most prominent to catch the eye, and that's what I went with. So I'm going to do that, then I'm going to do the silvers, and then I'm going to hit the leather, and then I'll wrap it up with that red trim on the shoulder pad, the red eye lenses, the red scope lenses, and then we'll finish everything up with the transfers. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let's get on to the question of the day. So it's another skill building day, and when I was thinking, oh, should I share my experiences with zenithal highlighting, I think I'm not really good enough to give an opinion that would be of much worth right now, since I'm still learning how to do it. I kind of crashed and burned, and I didn't get the effect that I wanted, so that wouldn't be of much value. I am going to share the technique that I briefly outlined in the video, which was highlighting Space Marine armor. It can be discouraging when you're putting those fine highlights on your Space Marine armor plates, when you see them getting all chunky, and when you see them going on too thick, or when you step back and you think, oh, I didn't get as fine of a line as I could have, and now it just looks like a big mess. Well, worry not, my friends. Like I said, all you have to do is do the progressive highlights. So for example, I went with Dawnstone, then Celestra Gray, then Ulthuan Gray. Build the highlights up, even if they look really chunky and messy and cartoony. And then when it's all done, you're not going to do any more highlighting. Go back over with the coat of paint that is your armor plate, and then push that color out towards the highlight. It's a little confusing. It's hard to explain without actually showing it, and I don't have the setup right now, so I'm just going to briefly explain it like that. Hope you understand it, and we're going to wrap it up. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this video. Head over to the Discord for more and to check out the progress of everybody who's taking part in this year's Summer Painting Challenge. We'll see you over there. Links in the description. See you in the next video.